Hey everyone, it's Gorilla Roxon here, and today I'm going to be finally doing my second movie review, and that movie is for none other than the new Vin Diesel movie, BloodShot. Now, for those who don't know, this was technically known as the final action blockbuster to be released in the theaters before, well, COVID shut the film industry down for 4 months back in March when the pandemic started, but now that it's finally now that the theaters are finally starting to reopen in my area, I finally got to go and watch the film myself, and honestly, I gotta say, it was decent. It wasn't too anything major, but it was just more of your typical really fun action flick, but I'm gonna be talking about the film and what it was basically like. Now, what this movie is basically about is this elite soldier is killed in battle, but is eventually brought back to life by this technology, which of course gives him this ability to be able to heal after whenever he gets shot or injured, and go for and with his new abilities, he goes after the dude who killed his wife, or what he thinks killed his wife. But soon, eventually, he learns that not everything can be trusted, but his question is, could he ever trust himself? Now, this film, there were some good moments, there was, of course, once again, like always, there was a good performance from Vin Diesel himself. Now, for those who don't know, definitely love Vin Diesel, love a lot of his films, especially a lot of the Fast and Furious stuff, but anyways, and of course, but however, there were some minor downfalls, like the characterization was a little off at times, and there were a few cheesy flaws every now and then. And man, else, but it's supposed to be kind of R-rated, but it's actually not really that violent, really. And there are, of course, some cliches, man, this is hard to come up with because, well, this is my second review, and honestly, but now, and of course, the villains were a little just woodly written, would have to say, and a little bit too much CGI at times, and it just felt a little too campy and corny, really. But this was a budget of 45 million, and now also likely what they tried to do is probably set up a franchise, but I don't think we're even going to get a franchise out of this because, well, this was the final film to be released in theaters, and last weekend the theaters were open, and so it didn't make much money because people were trying to avoid the theaters at that time, since COVID was actually very deadly around that month, and yeah, and then they got shut down before it could even fully air. But eventually it went to streaming and actually made somewhat decent profits, so if we ever, maybe we might possibly get a franchise out of this, maybe we won't, but I'm not holding my breath. But also, and yeah, it wasn't really all that long. I felt it could have been a little longer, but oh well, gotta work with what you work with. But was it a terrible movie? Well, no. It wasn't great, but it wasn't really good, but it wasn't bad, I would have to say. Like, most people call it, IMDb gives this a 5.7 out of 10 score and stuff, but I don't think it's really deserving of that much. Because I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was pretty good for what it was. And mostly, if you love very corny action flicks from Vin Diesel, like with Pitch Black and Triple X, you might probably like this. But give it a watch if you want to watch it. Now, for my final ranking of the movie, I would give this film a 7 out of 10. It had its moments, but it's not really that bad. If you just want a fun action movie, I guess you can depending on where you are, if your theaters in your area are opened, you can stream the movie, likely, since it went to streaming. A lot of the releases that were in theaters before COVID shut them down was, well, put on streaming. So if you ever find it on streaming, you can give it a watch if you want. But I think that'll be it for my review, guys. And now, next thing I'm going to be watching in the reopened theaters is The Invisible Man. And yeah, I'm going to be mostly trying to check out the films I never got to see in theaters before COVID happened. But most of the movie reviews I'll be for the film, and of course my other movie reviews coming out will be for the films I did see in 2020 before COVID. Like, there will be Bad Wars for Life, Birds of Prey, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Onward. Yeah, the 4 films of 2020. But yeah, until then, that'll be it for this video, guys. And if you like this content and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Gorilla G Roxon.